Welcome back to Simply Sweet. I'm Allison Gargaro. Today we're going to be making egg souffle. Now I've been eating this ever since I was a little girl. My mom actually still has the recipe card that her grandmother gave her, and I can't wait to share this with you guys. Let's get started. We're first going to start with bread. So now I have sourdough bread. That is my absolute favorite, but you want to take the crust off. You can also choose to use day-old bread because it's going to be soaking up all this egg mixture that it doesn't matter if it's a little bit stale, which is very nice. Now we're going to cut these into cubes. I like laying the biggest ones on the bottom so it's easier to know exactly how big these pieces will be. So I cut one way lengthwise, and then the other way we'll cut just like this. Place them in the bottom of the pan. I used a cute decorative pan because we're going to be making this for brunch, but you could use a glass cake pan. That would work just as well. Next, we're going to chop up our green and red peppers as well as the mushrooms. Now, you can choose any type of vegetables that you want. Onions would be really good in here as well. I just like the colors of the green and the red as well as the deep, rich color that you'll get from the mushrooms. Now that we're done chopping these up, we can just lay it right over the top of the bread. Now we're going to mix this all at the end once we have everything chopped and ready to go. Mushrooms are next. Now I used about 4 ounces of mushrooms, but again, feel free to use exactly how much you like or whatever vegetables the kids like to have on hand. It's a really great way to kind of sneak some veggies in. Now that these are all chopped, we're going to add turkey sausage next. So I like to use the pre-cooked turkey sausage because it's one less thing that you have to worry about, and using turkey is a little bit healthier than regular, so it's another way to add some extra vitamins. Next, we're gonna crack 8 eggs into a bowl. Now I like to do them one by one so you make sure you don't get any shells in there. Now that we've cracked all the eggs, we're gonna pour in a little bit of milk. This makes sure that the mixture is nice and fluffy when we whisk it together. And then we're going to add a ½ teaspoon of salt. And then this next ingredient, a little interesting, it's dried mustard. Now I'm not exactly sure why we put this in, but this was in my grandmother's recipe and I wanna make sure to keep the tradition alive. Now, let's start whisking. Now that this is all combined, it's time to pour it in our pan. You can just make sure it gets over all of the bread. Now that the egg mixture is poured in, we're going to mix all the ingredients together. Now you want to make sure all that bread soaks up the egg mixture and that the peppers, mushrooms, and sausage are nicely incorporated. Once this is all mixed together, we're actually going to let it sit in the fridge, soak up all these nice flavors, and you can have this sit in the fridge overnight. So if you make it the night before, all you have to do is pop it in the oven and cook it in the morning, or 6 to 8 hours should be good as well. We're ready to take this out. So this has been cooking in a 350-degree oven for 40 to 60 minutes, just until you get a nice little crust on top from the bread. But now we're going to cut into this. I can't wait to try. The inside is so fluffy and you get a little bit of crunch from the crust on top as well as the peppers. This is definitely my favorite breakfast food. But what do you guys like to eat for breakfast or brunch? Let me know in the comments below, and let me know if you guys like this. Give me a like on Facebook, Simply Sweet Allison. Thanks for watching.